Health Department. I'm going to start with who will be speaking with us today. Our Director of the Health Department, Linda Oakes, Commissioner Bill Rippon, our Mayor, Michelle De La Isla, and from the Greater Topeka Partnership, Glenda Washington, our Preparedness Coordinator, Esther Lamone, Emergency Management Planner, Aaron Mahan. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Linda now, and she will begin our briefing.
Thank you, Amanda, and good evening, everyone. So just to catch up again on our numbers here in Shawnee County, we have 23 tests still pending. We've had 49 negatives, and tonight we have 133 people we are monitoring. So they have traveled to the areas of concern, so that's gone up quite a bit. So I want to thank the people who are calling us. You're doing the right thing. Keep calling us. Right now, you will get a nurse who will call you every day and help you decide if you're still feeling okay, help you go through those questions. I think it's a very helpful thing. And remember, we do this all the time, so this is public health. We're helping people get through that 14-day quarantine period. And you might remember last night I did announce that that is a mandate from Kansas Department of Health and Environment. It does include the state of Florida and any river cruises as well as other cruises. I do want to say a few things about the order that we issued last night and Dr. Pizzino talked about this morning. That order is now in effect. I think everyone knows that. There have been some questions about outdoor dining. Outdoor dining is included in this order, so there is no seated dining in the restaurants right now. That is the order. And if you look at the order, it says, large public gatherings are those with more than 10 people in attendance or anticipated to attend, both indoor and outdoor. So I just want to clarify that because I know a lot of the coffee shops and some of the bars have outdoor seating. You cannot seat people there either. So that is all I have this evening. And I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Rippon. Unless you have questions for me about the order or any of that, I can answer this now. Okay, Commissioner.
Good afternoon. Shawnee County Parks and Rec facilities will be closed indefinitely. This includes all indoor and outdoor facilities, including athletic complexes, and affects all programs, classes, sports leagues, and special events. Exceptions are parks, trails, and our 3 golf courses, Lake Shawnee, Cypress Ridge, and Forbes Golf Course. There'll be some modifications there. Seating inside and outside the clubhouse is closed. Food and beverage items will still be available, but for call ahead, grab and go only. The Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Administrative Office at 29th and Lake Shawnee will be open by appointment only. The telephone number for that is 785-251-6800. Our trails and our playgrounds will still be open. If you're out on the trail, take your own water. We've shut down the drinking fountains. Please take a trash bag if you have. We don't want Kleenexes and stuff dropped along the trail. Keep your distance from other trail users. Let them know if you're passing them. And then on playgrounds, if your kids are going to be on the playgrounds, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer before they go on the play structures and then afterwards. That is about it for right now. So if you have any questions, okay. Thank you.
Hello, friends. I know that these are unprecedented times, and we are working together the best that we can. I am so grateful, and I want to start by appreciating the work that we're doing with the county and the work that we are doing with the city of Topeka. I can assure you that you have council members that are extremely concerned about everything that is happening in our community and trying to make sure that we are all getting information. We have ensured that Shawnee County is sending to all the governing body all the press releases that they're sending out. That way they have full understanding of everything that's occurring. We're having these press conferences and we're doing the best to communicate. We have 3 levels of governments that are communicating in the middle of this situation. And I think that it's important for us to understand that when you have 3 levels of government, right now, more than ever, it's important for all of us to work together. I so appreciate the leadership of Governor Kelly and everything that she's doing. And I just want to make sure that we all understand the seriousness of this situation. Absolutely understand the seriousness of this situation. So I'm going to touch upon a few things. Today, I had the privilege of part of being a member of the Bloomberg Harvard mayor's course that was provided. We now have an opportunity to get together as mayors and have in that class not only our mayors but also our partners. Several members of Shawnee County are now part of that group, and they are able to receive ready information as soon as that information comes. And some of the things that they talked about, I was very excited to see that a lot of the things that they're recommending are things that we are doing. One of the things that they're recommending is open and regular information. And the 5 o'clock press conference is the best way for us to work with our media partners that are trying to convey information to every single citizen to ensure that we're all getting the same information. And I am so grateful for all of you to do what you do. At this point in time, it's really interesting who now is becoming heroes to make sure that we are keeping information flowing. So thank you for all of that you do. It's important as we keep on going that we define success. And it was really interesting to hear from different areas of the country that are seeing this issue and have seen the pandemic expand in their communities to see what the things that they are putting into place are. And one of the mayors that we were talking with was, one of the questions that people had was, when are you shutting down the bars and when are you shutting down the restaurants? And I said, hey, we just yesterday got the news that those are closing and we still don't have a case. And Mayor Libby Schaaf from San Francisco said that was the best thing that we ever did. And we did it also before we had a case. So we're listening to all of you. We're listening to the mayors that have had this. The other thing that I think is extremely important for me to convey out to the community is that remember that this is a marathon. This is not going to be something that we're going to start seeing changes and that we're going to be able to have the fixes immediately for every situation that arises. And make no mistake, every day that we are working through this situation, there is going to be a different situation that is going to merit attention. And although we, as strategic planners and our amazing emergency management team are working to try to predict what's going to happen, we know that we're not going to be able to meet every single gap immediately, and we're going to have to work together as a community. This is where I am calling to all of you as Kansans, as citizens of Shawnee County, as citizens of Topeka, to have grace with each other. We must have grace with each other. I think it's in times like these that our better angels rise. And I know that this community is made of that fabric. And we're all going to come together to ensure that we are able to work through challenges, because we will have them and we will overcome them. I need you guys to hear that this is going to eventually end. The reality is that we don't know week to week when it is going to end. And one of the things that they emphasized with us was to make sure that we are talking about the fact that this is going to be difficult. We cannot, in good faith, look at you as a community and tell you, hey, 2 weeks from now, we're all going to be fine, because that's not the reality. This is going to be something that we're going to keep measuring every single day, every single hour, and every single week. And we are going to continue working and following guidance from the federal government, the state government, and our citizens need to understand that this is a marathon, okay? But here's the deal. We are running this marathon together. And when we do it together, we can accomplish great things. Please, I want to make sure that I also discourage hoarding, because I know that there is such a sense of insecurity that people are concerned with regards to how long they're going to have access to food. Friends, the food distributions, I had a conversation today with Hy-Vee. I had a conversation with Walmart. I've gotten the number for the people from Aldi, working on getting the number from Kroger. These individuals are all indicating that they are still functioning and working, and that they are trying to ensure that you are able to receive access to your food. We are having community leaders working together to ensure that the elderly and our children that are 70% receiving free or reduced lunches are also having access to that. So please, please don't hoard, because you're making it harder on the supply chain of the people that are bringing food so that everybody can have access to it in the community. We know that you're stressed. We know that you're anxious, but please understand that we are doing everything that we can to ensure that the resources are abounding for everybody. And then the last thing that I'll say is a little bit of self-care. As you all know, as we have been working on this, I say this not only to our citizens that maybe are home saying, what do you mean self-care? I'm home, right? But in addition to those of you who are home, we also have our firefighters, our emergency management personnel, Dr. Petzino, Linda Oaks, our commissioners, our council members, our media partners. You guys are working on a regular basis, and I am asking all of you to make sure that you stop and that you breathe, because this is going to be something that we're going to be doing continuously. Okay, so let's make sure that we're taking care of each other and that we're holding each other accountable, asking each other if we're sleeping, asking if we've gotten a break, because it's important. We are to be right now each other's brother and sister's keeper. Because we understand that that's an issue, I am excited to give you guys a little bit more information with regards to something that Vallejo Family Service and Guidance and Health Source is working with in conjunction to Shawnee County. Susan Kamen, who is part of the Shawnee County Health Group, is helping us lead an effort in which we're going to allow all of you from home an ability to still have social connection without having physical touch. I think that one of the biggest stressors is that right now we are concerned that we're not having physical connections and that we think that there is no connection. So we are going to start establishing a bank of volunteers that are going to be able to start calling people that want to call people. We're using Health Source to develop a 1-800 number, and that is a very exciting prospect, because for those of you that have the energy and the care of wanting to call people and check in on them, I've already had churches like Fellowship Bible Church call me about this. We're working with NAMI. We're getting a whole bunch of partners together, and we're going to have people just calling in and checking in so that isolation doesn't really become an issue of isolation, so that you could have a warm voice telling you, hey, just called in to check on you. So Susan Kamen is working on that. We will get more information in the upcoming week. And then finally, the last thing that I'll address before I bring forward our partner, Glenda Washington from the Greater Topeka Partnership, is the fact that to our small businesses, we talked about you yesterday, but we really do hear your pain. We understand that you are all concerned. I want to remind you of a few things. Understand that there is a moratorium on your mortgages. Understand that we just passed a package that has the unemployment benefits to ensure that everybody that's in place that has been displaced because of this COVID issue is going to have access to unemployment benefits. Understand that the KCC has been halted by the governor, and all of those resources have been halted so that you could actually put a pause, so that when we are ready to restart, we're all going to restart together, and all of us are going to come around you. Your community loves you. Your community supports you. And all of you small businesses, you're not scared alone. We all are going through this together. And to talk a little bit more about that, we have Glenda Washington from the Greater Topeka Partnership that will talk to you about some awesome programs that the partnership is working on.
Good afternoon. So now is the time for all of us to kind of join in together. We need to look at how we can take care of the small businesses that take care of us during those good times. And so what I ask you to do, if you have the opportunity to go by a small business, and this is everybody and every kind of small businesses, not just restaurants, not just retail stores, but go by and see if there's an opportunity for you to take advantage of whatever product or service they might have. Now, what we've been doing at the partnership is we've been on, as the mayor said, we've been on national phone calls as well, looking at what other people are doing in their communities. I think that we're moving a little faster than a lot of communities. And so what we're doing is looking at best practices, seeing if they can be adapted to our community. We are developing a community strategy for small businesses. We are looking at what can we do to keep them from hurting right now. We're looking at converting programs that we've established before that were financially based. Can we turn those programs over into programs that can assist small businesses, help them with some of the pain that they're feeling as it relates to financial issues. We are also looking at working with some of our partners across the city to create a directory of individual businesses that, people want to eat. They want to take advantage of the restaurants and whatever. And so we're putting together a directory of those along with a couple of partners that I've heard are doing the same thing. We're putting together those directories so that if you want to drive up, if you want a delivery, all you have to do is go to that directory and that will be provided to you. We are working on communicating with you every day about everything we know about small businesses on the national level, because a lot of funds are being sort of situated for us. And so we are going to communicate with you. We had a webinar this morning. We'll have another one next week. We hopefully will have a press conference when we create the product that we're looking at, the financial support product that we're looking at, and let you know a little bit about that. We're also looking at, how do we educate people around the Small Business Emergency Loan Program? How do we educate those businesses on how to complete that program and how to get access to the dollars that are available? And finally, I just want to say that we're one community. We're one community. And now, again, it's the time that we embrace this community, these businesses in this community, our neighbors, our friends, our cousins, our brothers, and let them know that we support them and do whatever we can to support them on a daily basis. Thank you so much.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Esther Limon. I work in Public Health Emergency Preparedness for the Shawnee County Health Department. We would like to talk to you today about something that is of great importance, something that has been spoken about quite a bit nationally as well as locally over the past couple of months, and that is resources. I would like to tell you that the Shawnee County Health Department, the Shawnee County Department of Emergency Management, as well as many of our other community partners at both the local and state level, are actively working on obtaining the required personal protective equipment for our first responders, healthcare providers, and other medical personnel. Personal protective equipment includes basic necessities such as gloves, masks, gowns, and eye protection. So how do we get those resources? In Shawnee County, we follow a standard resource requesting protocol that comes down from guidance both at the federal and at the local level. What does this mean? This means that all public health and medical resource requests go through a single point of contact or a coordinator, which currently is myself. So for this, we would like to emphasize the importance of calling on partnerships right now in our community. Now is a time to look back at all of the partnerships that have been developed over the years throughout the community, both in our healthcare organizations and in our community partners. Now is not the time to be hoarding resources. Now is the time to be sharing. I would like to emphasize, again, just the importance of reaching out to any resources that you have, looking at online options, as well as any other regional partners, if you have any coalitions, anything like that, because before we can request resources from the state, we do have to get those resources exhausted locally. Thank you.
Do you know how long that process can take? I know it could be months. Is that what we're looking at?
We're actually waiting on additional guidance right now from the Kansas Division of Emergency Management, so we're hoping to hear soon, but I don't know an exact date. Thank you.
Hello, Aaron Mahan, Shawnee County Emergency Management. One of the really big parts of the process of helping to kind of manage processes that occur when we have incidents such as this, whether it be a health-related emergency or a disaster-related emergency, is looking out there for ground truth, figuring out what's true, what's not, looking for the rumors, if you will, things that are being spread around. We're constantly running those down. One of the really big rumors that we constantly keep seeing pop up now, just over the last few days, is that the National Guard's going to come out, everything's going to get shut down, all these different laws are going to be enacted, and they keep referencing back to the Stafford Act. I would highly, highly encourage you to go out, go to your favorite browser platform, and do research on the Stafford Act. At its very basic root level, the Stafford Act allows emergency managers and the different states to request resources, ask for disaster assistance or other information that we can relay to the public to help us, respond to and recover from these types of events and incidents. So I would once again highly encourage you to go out and do some research on the Stafford Act, because I can say locally, in order for those certain things to happen, they have to be requested through the department, the county's Department of Emergency Management. That request would have to come directly to us for that type of assistance. And that would go to Director Nichols, and then that would be passed up to the state to see whether, even if it would be fulfilled or not. So like I say, do some research, look up the Stafford Act, and actually understand what it means. Hashtag act on facts. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we're going to open it up to any questions that you may have for our speakers that we have here today.
I just got a question about in the service industry, employees that might have lost their job or income. Executive Mike, want to take that?
Can you ask that again real quick?
Yeah, in the service industry, those that might have been working in these restaurants that are now limiting their service, what financial assistance or any assistance programs might be available?
Again, it's important for us to remember that the federal government did pass the unemployment package that would help assist individuals. And I think that they are also part of the economy that are able to partake in the unemployment benefits. So just make sure that you go to the Department of Labor. But also the employers have to reach out to the Department of Labor. I think that there is a process of a spreadsheet that they have to provide to the Department of Labor to ensure that they have the list of employees that are being impacted so that then the employees can call in and actually have the services. Great question.
This might be for the Greater Topeka Partnership, but has it been talked about maybe helping out these small business owners if they're renting their buildings from the city or anything, maybe giving them a break from rent or anything? Has that been discussed?
So right now, it hasn't been discussed, but what I can tell you is that with the governor's executive order of us, putting all of that in pause, the nice thing is that it applies to everybody. So at this point in time, one of the things that we want to reassure our small businesses of is your mortgage, your rent. We know that this is a situation that is happening throughout the whole community. We are watching out for you. Absolutely. I mean, they don't have to worry right now about their mortgages or about their rents right now.
Mayor, did you want to talk about what churches are supposed to do? Because that's obviously another venue that has a big crowd. Can you still have small churches, or what do you want the community to do that still keeps us safe, but yet still gives people a chance to share their faith?
So I will give you an example. First of all, a lot of churches, especially the smaller ones, end up having a lot of individuals that are in the age bracket that we are concerned about getting exposure. Please, please, please talk to your grandkids, talk to your church members on how they are able to get you connected to some sort of visual outlet that you can actually worship from home. A lot of churches are doing an amazing job at doing video telecasting of their worship services, and it's just like having the experience of listening to the word, listening to those messages, and being able to have that experience of worshiping. Talk to your pastors, call them. I'm sure that they're going to be eager to hear from you, but try to make sure that you limit yourself to just not have social contact. Make sure that you're practicing social distancing. It's the only way that we can ensure. Guys, one of the things that we were reminded that I didn't say earlier is that we are always 2 weeks behind this virus. Okay? I need you to hear me out. We are 2 weeks behind this virus. Linda just shared with you guys the number of people that now we're watching. We are 2 weeks behind this. The best thing that you could do is stay home. If you are immune compromised, stay home. If you're needing help, call a neighbor to help you with the groceries. Check out the churches via internet. I have seen people that are doing things as cool as having like a happy hour, and they have like a group chat, and people are doing happy hour and having a drink or having coffee, if that's your drink of choice. But do those things, stay home. The worship centers are making sure that you are able to get access to it. So if you can, stay home. Anything else?
Okay, I would like to thank you all for coming tonight, and if you have any requests for interviews, for those that are not here today, we will attempt to get those people here tomorrow for you to have questions for, okay? Thank you.